What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're continuing our road to 100% completion in 007 First Light. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to complete every single challenge in the mission uninvited as quickly and as efficiently as possible. Completing all of these challenges is another important step towards fully completing the game, and it will also help you unlock the exclusive funeral outfit for Bond. Whether you're missing just one challenge or starting from scratch, this guide will walk you through the requirements for each one and show you exactly how to get them done. If you're working toward fully completing the game, you have come to the right place. Let's jump into Uninvited and complete every challenge in the mission. For the challenge, A Quiet Night in the mission Uninvited, the challenge requirement is simple. You need to get through the CCTV room without taking out any of the guards. Start from checkpoint 6. As soon as you load in, head left into the nearby room. Here you have two options. There's a guard there, so you can use the radio to distract them, or you can bluff your way past them. In the next room, you want to sneak up near the two guards who are talking and wait for their conversation to finish. One of them is going to mention a key card and he's going to start walking. As soon as the conversation ends, you want to turn around and enter the vents. Just follow the path that is laid out for you in the vents all the way through until you reach the walkways on top of the room. Eventually, you're going to reach the office of the guard who was talking about the key card earlier. Drop down and move around the left side of the office. Then you're going to see a door. You're going to use a dart on the remaining guard inside. Then you're going to enter the office and you're going to steal the key card. Once you do that, you're going to leave the office the same way you came, and you're going to head through the large double doors in the back. Now you're going to see three guards grouped together. There's a number of ways that you can do this, but the easiest way that I found to do it is to use a dart on one guard and blind another with the laser. When they're distracted, you can just run into the CCTV room, and as soon as you enter, the challenge will be completed. For the just passing through challenge in the uninvited mission, you need to get through the courtyard without killing any of the guards. We're going to start from checkpoint 10. Now, as soon as the guard finishes stalking at the beginning of the checkpoint, you want to move to the left side and climb over the railing. You're going to see a blue tarp over it and then onto the scaffolding. You're going to follow this path. You're going to drop down from the scaffolding and continue to the left. You're going to find one of the guards carrying a key card in this area. Now, this guard can be a little tricky to deal with, and what I found that works most consistently is to use a dart on him, then immediately jump back out through the window that you entered from. This causes the guard to move inside, which gives you the opportunity to safely pickpocket the key card. Now, once you got the key card, exit through that same window again and head through the double doors that are going to be on your left. As soon as you enter, immediately turn left, avoiding the guard who's standing there on his phone, and then continue into the next room. Wait for the guard in this area to become distracted. He's going to be talking to another guard, and then move through the double doors and take the path on the right side. As soon as you pass through those double doors, close them behind you because this helps prevent the guards that you just passed from spotting you as you make your way through the final section. For the last two guards, you can use your laser watch to blind them and just quickly run past. Once you're through, the just passing through challenge will be completed. For the challenge workplace agreement in the uninvited mission, Your objective is to get through the workshop without taking down any of the guards. So we're going to start from checkpoint 9. As soon as you load into the checkpoint, you need to wait for the two guards ahead of you to finish their conversation. Once they're done talking, carefully sneak behind them and move into the next room. Here, you can start running. You can continue running through this area until you reach a set of double doors. Kick the doors open and immediately move to the right side. You're going to find a large box there that can be used as cover. You want to wait behind it until the nearby guard gets as close to your position as possible. Once he's in range, use a dart on him. Now, walk around the box and move past the guard. Be careful here. Do not vault over the box because if you do, Bond will take him down and you'll instantly fail the challenge. So, anyway, you go around the box, and after getting past him, you're going to run forward to the next guard. Use your laser watch to blind him and quickly move behind before he can react. Open the doors that are behind him and then continue through before you're spotted. Keep moving through the final section until you reach the last door. Go through it and the Workplace Agreement Challenge will be completed. For the Pacifist challenge in the mission Uninvited, this is a global challenge that unlocks automatically after completing 3 other challenges in the mission: A Quiet Night, Just Passing Through, and Workplace Agreement. Once all these challenges have been completed, the Pacifist challenge will unlock automatically. For the Miss Me challenge in Uninvited, your objective is pretty simple. You have to take 0 damage from the sniper. You can't take any shots from the sniper. So we're going to start this on checkpoint 3. Now, the most important thing throughout this entire section is to keep a close eye on the sniper's laser sight. Every few seconds, you're going to notice that the laser moves completely away from your position. Whenever that happens, that's your opportunity to move to the next piece of cover. The key here is patience. Don't get greedy and try to cover too much ground at once. Wait for the laser to move away, advance to the next safe position, and then wait again. Continue moving from cover to cover while carefully tracking the sniper's movements. Eventually, you're going to reach a construction crane that you need to jump onto. This can be one of the trickier parts of the challenge, but there's a useful trick here that makes it much easier. Before making the jump, look for the nearby lights that can be hacked. Activating them will briefly blind the sniper, which gives you a safer window to get onto the crane. Once you're on the crane, immediately start climbing as fast as possible. The good news is that once you reach the top of the crane, you don't need to worry about the sniper's laser anymore, because from here you can just run through the remaining section as quickly as you can. After the upcoming cutscenes plays, the Miss Me challenge will complete. You have to do the whole section. Now, you can follow along with the route that is shown on the screen right now if you'd like to see the exact path that I take through the area.
I'm gonna be climbing that thing, aren't I? Faster, James. Faster. Try and hit me now. You tried to kill me.
Say again?
At the apartment.
For the challenge, top notch security in the mission Uninvited. The objective is to reach the CCTV room without being spotted. Start from checkpoint 6. As soon as you load into the checkpoint, head to the left and enter the nearby room. Here, you can use the radio to distract the guard and sneak behind him. Once you're through, move into the next room and carefully sneak up to the two guards that are having a conversation. Stay hidden and wait for them to finish talking. During their discussion, one of them is going to mention a keycard. So after the conversation ends, turn around and enter the vent. You need to follow the vent system all the way through until you reach an office that is belonging to the guard who was talking about the keycard earlier. So you're going to drop down and then move around the left side of the office. Once you're in the office, you can use a dart on the guard inside and then enter the office and steal the keycard that is on the table. Leave the office the same way you entered and head through the large double doors nearby. You're going to find a group of three guards ahead. To get past them undetected, you can use a dart on one of the guards and then use your laser to blind another. There's also a air conditioning in the all the way in the back of the room that you can activate to distract them as well. Basically, there's a bunch of ways that you can distract them. Point is, you have to distract them, and then once they're distracted, you can just walk into the CCTV room, which will complete the challenge.
That key card.
For the challenge, Fast Track in the mission Uninvited, your objective is to get through the courtyard without being compromised. We're going to start from checkpoint 10. As soon as the guard finishes talking at the beginning of the checkpoint, you want to move to the left, and then you're going to find a railing. You're going to climb over the railing and you're going to get onto the scaffolding. Drop down and continue to the left, go over the small window and into the big room. You're going to find one of the guards that is carrying a key card in this area. Now, this guard can be a little tricky to deal with sometimes, so the most reliable method that I found is to use a dart on him and then immediately jump back out through the window that you enter from. This causes him to wander inside, which creates a perfect opportunity to safely pickpocket his key card. Once you've got the key card, exit through the same window and head through the double doors on your left. As soon as you enter, immediately turn left and avoid a guard who's standing there on his phone. He's not going to see you as long as you go to the left, and then continue into the next room. In this next room, there are two guards, so you want to wait for the guard in the area to become distracted. They're going to start talking to each other, and then you're going to move through the double doors that are on your right and take that path. After you pass through those doors, make sure that you close the doors behind you so that the guards that you just passed don't see you when they turn around. And then you're going to encounter the last two guards of this challenge standing between you and the exit. All you have to do here is use your laser watch to blind them and then quickly run past. Once you're through the area without being compromised, the fast track challenge will be completed. For the Ghost Challenge in the mission Uninvited, this is a global challenge that unlocks automatically after completing the following three challenges: Miss Me, Top Notch Security, and Fast Track. Once all three of these challenges have been completed, the Ghost Challenge will unlock automatically. For the Green Fingers challenge in the Uninvited mission, the objective is pretty simple. You have to eliminate 15 guards in the courtyard. So we're going to start from checkpoint 10. Unlike some of the other challenges in Uninvited, this one gives you a lot of freedom. You can approach it completely stealthily, you can go in guns blazing, or you can use a mix of both playstyles. Rather than focusing on a specific route, here are some of the combat tips that can make this challenge much easier. One of the strongest tools in Bond's arsenal is the shoulder charge. This move is incredibly powerful because Bond is effectively invulnerable during the animation. You can repeatedly use it to keep groups of enemies staggered and you can prevent them from attacking, making it one of the safer ways to handle multiple guards at once when you're fighting in melee. Now, firearms can also be very effective, but ammunition is limited, so use it wisely. The game's license to kill state only activates once enemies begin using lethal force, so you don't rely on guns too early if you can avoid it. If you run out of ammunition, don't forget that your empty weapon can still be useful because you can throw an empty gun at an enemy and that will stun them for a second and you can often disarm them, which allows you to grab another weapon and keep the momentum going. When shooting, headshots are always the safest way to eliminate enemies, but don't overlook other targets. Shooting enemies in the hands can force them to drop their weapons, while shooting them in the legs can slow them down and make them easier to finish off. Now, if you would rather take the challenge quietly, you have to make use of Bond's deception mechanics. Getting spotted in a restricted area doesn't always mean immediate failure. You can often use bluff or fake surrender options to take your way out of suspicion, which gives you more time to recover and regain control of the situation. It is also important to manage bodies properly because leaving unconscious guards in the open can lead to alarms and unwanted attention, or when used right, it can lead to really good traps. Whenever possible, hide the bodies in safe locations or use environmental hazards to keep them from being discovered. Anyway, continue eliminating guards throughout the courtyard, and once you have taken a total of 15 enemies out, the Green Fingers challenge will complete. For the all clear challenge in the uninvited mission, the objective is to eliminate 10 guards in the security room. Start from checkpoint 6. One of the nice things about this challenge is that it can either be completed stealthily or by going in fully aggressive, so you can approach it however you prefer. Here are some tips that can make reaching those 10 eliminations much easier. For melee, the shoulder charge is arguably the strongest combat tool available to Bond. While performing the move, Bond is essentially invincible, which allows you to chain shoulder charges together and keep groups of enemies staggered. If several guards are clustered together in the security room, this can be an incredibly effective way to control the fight without taking damage. When engaging enemies in melee combat, pay attention to attack indicators. Wait until a yellow attack indicator reaches full brightness before attempting a parry. Properly timed parries create openings and make fights a lot easier. If an enemy uses a red attack, do not try to block it. These attacks are unblockable, so your best option is to dodge away immediately. You should also take advantage of the environment whenever possible. Grabbing enemies and throwing them into hazards can eliminate them quickly while helping you conserve resources. Now, for gunplay and firearms. If things get loud, firearms becomes extremely useful. Keep in mind that ammunition is limited, so don't waste shots when other options are available. If you find yourself running out of ammo, remember that an empty weapon can still be useful. You can throw it at an enemy and you can stun and disarm them, which gives you an opportunity to grab another weapon and continue the fight. When shooting, headshots are the fastest way to eliminate enemies, but targeting hands can force enemies to drop their weapons, while leg shots can slow them down and make things a lot easier. Now, for stealth and gadgets, if you'd rather stay quiet, Bond's gadgets can do a lot of the work for you. Use your gadgets to isolate enemies, create distractions, and quietly eliminate guards before they can alert others. Environmental hazards are also extremely useful in this area. Look for opportunities to use the surroundings to your advantage rather than engaging every single enemy directly. And if you're spotted, don't forget to use Bond's bluff mechanic. In some situations, you can talk your way out of suspicion and buy yourself enough time to regain control of the encounter. Continue eliminating guards throughout the security room, and once you've taken out a total of 10 guards, the all clear challenge will complete. For the health and safety challenge in the uninvited mission, your objective is to eliminate 3 guards using scaffolding in the courtyard. Start from checkpoint 10. As soon as the guard finishes talking at the start of the checkpoint, crouch down and sneak past him. From there, run toward the railing and jump over it. Look down to the bottom right area and you're going to see your first piece of scaffolding. To set up the first kill, fire a dart at the ground near the scaffolding, and this should attract one of the nearby guards. At the same time, another guard will be patrolling through the area from the opposite side. If the guard isn't there, you can wait for him to go to the other side and then back again. And then, if you time it correctly, both guards will end up underneath the scaffolding at the same time. You're going to trigger the scaffolding, and then you'll be able to eliminate 2 guards with a single trap. So, again, if you're having trouble with the timing, just follow the positioning shown on screen, and you should be able to reproduce it consistently. Once you've secured the first 2 eliminations, head back the way you came. You're going to want to recharge your gadgets before setting up the final kill. So go into the room on the right, use the nearby drill to recharge, and if needed, there are also 2 batteries. Just be careful when collecting them because there are 2 guards nearby that can easily spot you if you're not paying attention. Now, with your gadgets recharged, return to the upper section of the main courtyard and jump across to the opposite side. Look down below and you're going to spot the second piece of scaffolding. Nearby, you're going to see a radio that can be hacked. You can use this radio to attract the guard so that he stands beneath the scaffolding. Once the guard's standing directly under it, use your laser watch to trigger the scaffolding, and this will eliminate the 3rd guard and immediately complete the health and safety challenge.
I barely escaped. Tell me your plan worked.
For the Art Attack challenge in the uninvited mission, the objective is to eliminate 3 guards with explosives in the workshop. Start from checkpoint 9. Fortunately, this is one of the easier elimination challenges in the mission once you know where to look. Throughout the workshop, you will find several explosive paint canisters that are positioned around the area. These can be detonated using Bond's gadgets, making them the key to completing the challenge. A good strategy is to avoid rushing. Instead, take your time and look for opportunities where the guards naturally move close to the explosive canister. You can also gain a much better view of the workshop by climbing onto the rafters above the room. Several boxes throughout the area can be used to reach higher platforms, which allows you to move around with a better vantage point and spot enemies before they spot you. From these elevated positions, it's much easier to track guard patrol routes and identify moments when enemies gather near the explosive canisters. So once a guard moves close enough, you simply trigger the explosion using your gadgets and score the elimination. Repeat this process until you've eliminated a total of 3 guards using explosives. The biggest tip here is patience. Don't waste the explosive opportunities on poorly positioned enemies. Wait for guards to move into range, trigger the canisters at the right moment, and you'll complete the challenge with very little effort. Once you have eliminated the 3rd guard using an explosive, the Art Attack challenge will complete. For the Assault challenge in the uninvited mission, this is a global challenge that is completed automatically after finishing the following 4 challenges: Green Fingers, All Clear, Health and Safety, and Art Attack. Once you've completed all four of these combat focused challenges, the assault challenge will unlock automatically. For the hard man challenge in the uninvited mission, your objective is to eliminate the assassin without taking any damage. Start from checkpoint 2. As soon as the checkpoint begins, head into Bond's room and interact with the note on the windowsill. After examining the note, you're going to immediately be ambushed by the assassin, which triggers the fight that is required for this challenge. The key here is to avoid taking even a single hit. Fortunately, there is a very reliable strategy that makes the encounter much easier. Throughout the fight, alternate between Bond's shoulder charge and grab attacks. Start by using the shoulder charge, which is done by pressing R1 and square on PlayStation. This move is incredibly strong because Bond is effectively invincible during the animation and can quickly close the distance. As soon as the shoulder charge connects, follow up with a grab using R2, and then from there, simply continue alternating between these two moves. The shoulder charge keeps the assassin staggered and prevents him from creating space, while the grab helps maintain control of the fight and limits his opportunities to attack. As long as you stay aggressive and continue cycling between these two abilities, the assassin should have very few chances to hit you. Defeat him without taking any damage, and the challenge will be completed. For the challenge Kitchen Wars in the mission Uninvited, your objective is to throw three objects at the assassin. Start from checkpoint 2, begin by heading into Bond's room and moving towards the mission marker. Interact with the note on the windowsill, which is going to trigger the first assassination encounter. Defeat the assassin in Bond's room and continue through the mission until you reach the kitchen area. Here, you're going to encounter a second assassin, and this is where you're going to complete the challenge. Before defeating him, look around the kitchen for throwable objects. There are plenty of items scattered through the area that can be picked up and used as improvised weapons. Your goal is to simply hit the assassin with three of these objects before you take him down. You don't need to defeat him with the objects themselves, just make sure that three separate throws connect before finishing the fight. Take your time and focus on landing the hits. The assassin can move around quite a bit, so it may be easier to create some distance before throwing each object. Once you have successfully hit him with three objects, defeat the assassin as normal. This will unlock the Kitchen Wars challenge. For the challenge Gatecrasher in the Uninvited mission, your objective is to enter the web industry's gala without an invitation. Start from checkpoint 4. This challenge is actually very straightforward and can be completed in just a few moments. When you reach the entrance to the gala, you're going to notice two guards controlling access to the event. Instead of trying to obtain an invitation, you need to get past them unnoticed. The easiest way to do this is by using Bond's gadgets. Start by using your dart to distract one of the guards away from their position, and then you can use your laser watch to distract the second guard that is blocking your way. Once they're distracted, you can just walk past them and enter the gala. As soon as you make it inside without presenting an invitation, the Gatecrasher challenge will complete. For the Say Cheese challenge in the Uninvited mission, your objective is to find a way upstairs posing as a photographer. Start from checkpoint 5. The first thing that you want to do is head over to the blonde woman that is near the bar and eavesdrop on her conversation. Once the conversation is finished, approach her and start a dialogue. During the conversation, she's going to ask you who you are, and you're going to tell her that you're Rob Minkley. She will explain that she needs a photographer and will ask you to retrieve a camera before she can take you upstairs. Now it's time to find a camera. Look around the nearby area for the photographer that is carrying a camera. Once you've located him, use your Q-lens to sabotage the camera. After discovering the problem, the photographer will walk away and eventually place the camera down in a restricted area that is guarded off from the public. Follow him until he leaves the camera unattended, and you're going to need to get past the nearby guard. You can use one of the gadgets to create a distraction and pull the guard away from his position. Once the guard is distracted, move in and take the camera. With the camera in hand, return to the blonde woman near the bar. Speak to her again, and she'll recognize you as the photographer. She will then escort you upstairs and past the security guards. As soon as you're taken through, the challenge will be completed. For the Always on Duty challenge in the Uninvited mission, your objective is to find a way upstairs posing as a security guard. Start from checkpoint 5. As soon as the checkpoint begins, head across the large main hall and move to the left side of the room. Here, you're going to find two security guards having a conversation. Stay nearby and eavesdrop on them. Once their conversation is finished, speak to one of the guards. During the conversation, he will explain that the guard roster can be found in the nearby cafe. Turn around and head straight into the cafe area. Once inside, listen in on their workers. Their conversation reveals that there is a tablet containing the information that you need, but it is protected by a passcode. Fortunately, they'll also mention that the passcode can be found on the counter. So, look for the man that is standing near the counter and use a dart to distract him and get him to move away from the area. Once he's gone, move in and collect the passcode. Next, go around the bar and head over towards the tablet. But before accessing it, use the nearby radio that is on a table to distract the woman that is watching the area. With her attention diverted, access the tablet and retrieve the name from the guard roster. Now, return to the security guard that you spoke with earlier. Provide him with the correct name from the roster, and he will allow you to proceed upstairs as part of the security team. As soon as this happens, the Always on Duty challenge will be completed. For the behind the scenes challenge in the Uninvited mission, your objective is to find a way upstairs using the press room backstage door. Start from checkpoint 5. As soon as the checkpoint begins, head straight across the main hall and make your way to the left side of the area. Enter the press room where you will find a guard watching over the backstage entrance. To create an opening, you can head to the back wall of the room and interact with the fuse box. Once you tamper with it, the guard will leave his position to investigate the disturbance, and as soon as he moves away, you can sneak behind him and head toward the backstage area. Carefully make your way behind the stage and continue through the restricted section. Follow the path until you reach the backstage door that leads upstairs. Open the door and move through it. The moment you pass through the door, the behind the scenes challenge will complete. For the VIP entrance challenge in the Uninvited mission, your objective is to find a way upstairs using a key card. Start from checkpoint 5. As soon as the checkpoint begins, immediately head to the left side of the main hall. You're going to find a guard and a woman having a conversation. Stay nearby and eavesdrop on them until their discussion is finished. Once the conversation ends, enter the room on the left containing the drone exhibit. Move behind the drone and use your laser watch to access the drone controls. Activate the drone. This will create a distraction and pull the guard away from his position, leaving the woman by herself. Now, head back to the area where you were eavesdropping earlier. With the guard out of the way, use the nearby radio to distract the woman. While she's investigating the distraction, move in and steal her keycard. Once you have the keycard, head across the large main hall and enter the press room. Make your way to the locked door and use your newly acquired keycard to gain access. As soon as you unlock the door and proceed through, the VIP entrance challenge will be complete. For the dropping in challenge in the uninvited mission, your objective is to enter the CCTV room through the skylight. Start from checkpoint 6. As soon as the checkpoint begins, head to the left side of the area. Lure the nearby guard over to your position and take him out quietly. Once he's dealt with, move forward and use your laser watch to unlock the nearby door. Go through carefully and make sure to avoid the security camera watching the area. Wait for a safe opening if necessary, then continue through the hallway. Follow the path until you reach the next large room. Inside this room, wait for the two guards to move past your position. Once the path is clear, use your laser watch again to unlock the nearby door and proceed through it. You're going to emerge onto a balcony area overlooking part of the facility. You can either take out the two guards patrolling here or you can sneak behind them, then locate the pipe that leads to the roof. Climb the pipe and continue following the path across the upper level. Eventually, you're going to reach the skylight that overlooks the CCTV room. Use your laser watch to open the lock on it and then drop down into the room below. As soon as you enter the CCTV room through the skylight, the challenge will be completed. For the Simon Says challenge in the uninvited mission, your objective is to access the CCTV room by only taking down Simon and his friend. Start from checkpoint 6. As soon as the checkpoint begins, head through the doors in front of you and move diagonally across the room. Vault over the desks and enter the next area while keeping an eye on Simon and his friend. Follow the route and head through the double doors on the right, then continue into the hallway beyond. Keep moving forward until you reach the next room and wait for Simon and his companion to arrive. Eventually, the pair will stop near the pool table and begin talking. While they're standing there, head to the back of the room and hack the air conditioning unit. This distraction will lure both Simon and his friend over to investigate. Once they're in position, quietly take down both targets. Remember, these should be the only two enemies you eliminate during the challenge. With Simon and his friend dealt with, retrace your steps and return through the room. Locate the door leading outside and use your laser watch to unlock it. Move outside and wait for the nearby patrol to reach a position where you can safely slip past them. Sneak behind the patrol and climb onto the roof. From there, follow the path until you reach the skylight that overlooks the CCTV room. Open the skylight and drop into the room below. As soon as you enter the CCTV room, after only taking down Simon and his friend, the Simon Says challenge will be completed.
I'm at the terminal.
For the rack and roll challenge in the uninvited mission, your objective is to exit the workshop through the server room without being detected. Start from checkpoint 9. As soon as the checkpoint begins, wait for the two guards ahead of you to walk past. Once they have moved on, sneak behind them and follow the path forward until you reach the double doors. Kick the doors open and immediately move to the right side of the room. You're going to see a pipe nearby. You can shoot it to create cover and conceal your position from the guards in that area. While you're here, grab the key card that is sitting on the nearby table. Once you have it, head back the way you came. Next, climb onto the stacked boxes and make your way up to the rafters above the workshop. From the rafters, carefully move along the left side of the room toward the server room. When you reach the server room entrance, shoot the air conditioning unit to create a distraction, and then use that opportunity to open the door and fire a dart at the guard inside. While the guard is distracted, quietly sneak past him and enter the room. Climb onto the top of the server racks and follow the elevated path through the room. Continue along this route until you reach the exit on the other side. Once you have successfully exited the workshop through the server room without being detected, the rack and roll challenge will complete.
A data wipe. What are you trying to hide?
For the Nothing to Report challenge in the Uninvited mission, your objective is to take down every guard in the workshop without being spotted. Now, we're going to start from checkpoint 9. The first thing to understand about this challenge is what the game considers being spotted. From my testing, if an enemy's awareness meter turns yellow at all, the challenge can fail. If that happens, I recommend immediately restarting the checkpoint from the main menu before continuing. Another important note: don't use your gadgets directly on the guards. For whatever reason, this challenge seems to be bugged and it's much more reliable when you avoid doing that. Another thing is that it seems that you have to take down the two guards that are at the beginning of the checkpoint. That's why I'm saying when you restart the checkpoint, do it from the menu. Okay, so at the start of the checkpoint, quietly take down the first two guards. These are really straightforward and can be eliminated by simply sneaking up behind them. Once they're down, follow the hallway until you reach the double doors. Kick the doors open and immediately move to the right side of the room. Go past the boxes and grab the keycard from the table. Now, wait for the nearby guard to move away from his position towards you and sabotage the pipe. When the opportunity presents itself, take him down. After a short time, one of the two guards that are patrolling the center of the workshop should come over to investigate the body. Take him down as well. Next, head back the way you came and lure the guard in that area over to your position. Do not go over these boxes because it seems that whenever you do that, they turn around for some reason. Anyway, once he comes to check on you, you eliminate him. Now, climb onto the boxes and make your way up to the rafters. Move to the left side and wait for the guard that is patrolling back and forth beneath you. When he's in position, quietly take him down. From there, head towards the server room. Use the key card you picked up earlier to gain access. Take down the guard inside the server room, but be careful not to alert the guard that is positioned just outside. He's going to be going back and forth. Once the server room guard is down, leave the area and return the way you came and wait. Eventually, the guard that was outside the server room should discover the body and react to it. When this happens, move across to the opposite side of the workshop and take down the guard there. Finally, wait for the remaining patrolling guard to discover this new body. As soon as he investigates, take him down as well. If everything has been done correctly and no guard ever became suspicious enough to fill a yellow awareness meter, the Nothing to Report challenge should unlock. Now, this challenge is extremely inconsistent, and I spent a few hours on it, or maybe a couple hours, and this is the route that I found that worked for me reliably.
Right. HQ is aware of the situation. They're sending more units. Bit overkill if you ask me. Last word, belt and braces. When?
Got a body, right there! Wake up! He's alive. Must be our guy. Huh? Oi, what's going on? He's trapped. Draw him out. Hey, what did he do to... Ah!
For the closed for maintenance challenge in the uninvited mission, your objective is to unlock the maintenance room in the courtyard. Start from checkpoint 10. As soon as the checkpoint begins, head to the left and make your way down the stairs. Follow the path and continue up the next set of stairs on the opposite side. Once at the top, go through the door on the right, and then continue forward and pass between the statues. Here, you want to deliberately allow the nearby guard to see you. Don't panic when this happens. Instead, use one of Bond's bluff mechanics to talk your way out of the situation and avoid raising any alarms. Once the conversation is over, head through the hallway on the left and make your way down the stairs on the right. You're going to find a guard in this area. Take him out quietly and then enter the nearby vent. Inside the ventilation system, follow the path while sticking to the right hand side. Eventually, you're going to come across a locked vent cover that you need to use your laser watch to open. So use your watch, cut through the lock, and continue through the vent. You're going to emerge inside the maintenance room. From here, all you have to do is open the door on the left side of the room, and as soon as you do that, the challenge will be completed. For the Big Bluff challenge in the uninvited mission, your objective is to bluff 3 guards at the same time in the courtyard. Start from checkpoint 10. As soon as the checkpoint begins, head to the left and go down the stairs. Follow the path and make your way up the next set of stairs that are on the opposite side. At the top, go through the door on the right. Continue forward until you reach the area between the large statues, and then in this section, you're going to find a group of guards. Instead of avoiding them, deliberately allow them to spot you. Once the guard confronts you, use your bluff mechanic during the encounter. If you're positioned correctly and allow the group to engage you together, you're going to be bluffing the 3 guards at the same time, which is exactly what the challenge requires. Successfully talk your way out of the situation, and the big bluff challenge will complete immediately.
Appreciate it.
For the 8 for 8 challenge in the uninvited mission, your objective is to take down 8 guards in the courtyard without being spotted. Start from checkpoint 10. As soon as the checkpoint begins, follow the nearby guard and quietly take him down near the doorway beside the other 2 guards that are having a conversation. That's guard number 1. Next, sneak over the left side and activate the nearby laptop. This will distract the 2 guards. Wait for one of them to discover the unconscious guard that you left behind, and while one guard is investigating the laptop, take him down. That's guard number 2. Then eliminate the guard who moved over to investigate the first body. That's guard number 3. Now head down the stairs. You'll find a distracted guard in this area. You can just take him down quietly. That's guard number 4. Continue into the room on the left, but wait until the patrolling guard moves to the far left side of the room before entering. Once the timing is right, go inside and take down the 2 guards in the room. That's guards 5 and 6. Now move into the next room. Use Bond's voice lure ability to attract the nearby guard toward where you are. Wait until he's close and safely out of sight of the camera, and then take him down. That's guard number 7. Now, backtrack all the way to the beginning of the checkpoint and enter the room near the back of the area. You're going to find two guards here. Activate the nearby radio to distract one of them, then move through the opening in the wall. Use a dart on the remaining guard and quietly take him down. That's guard number 8. At this point, the challenge should unlock. However, just like several other challenges in this mission, this one can be a little buggy. In my playthrough, the challenge didn't actually unlock until I took down the second guard who had been distracted by the radio, which made a total of 9 guards, and that's when the challenge finally popped. So if you followed the route exactly and the challenge doesn't unlock after the 8th takedown, eliminate that final distractor guard as well. This should complete the 8 for 8 challenge.
Never cared much for wine. No? Ah, all those company crisp. What's that?
Ought to have a look. Got it.
Could have played that a little smoother, James.
For the IT specialist challenge in the mission Uninvited, the objective is to break 15 screens in the web exhibition. Start from checkpoint 11. Fortunately, there isn't much strategy required here. Just during the shootout section of the checkpoint, you'll notice that the exhibition area is filled with screens. Simply shoot and destroy them as you progress through the combat encounter. You only need to break a total of 15 screens, which is a fairly low number considering how many are available through the area. In fact, most players will probably unlock this challenge naturally during a normal playthrough without even trying. If you don't get it on your first attempt, just make a point of shooting every single screen you see during the firefight, and you will reach the required total very quickly. Once you have destroyed 15 screens, the challenge will be complete. For the bin collection challenge in the uninvited mission, your objective is to take the alternate route while escaping. Start from checkpoint 12. As soon as the checkpoint begins, move from cover to cover while making your way through the opening section of the escape sequence. Continue advancing until you reach the garbage truck. Once you get to the vehicle, jump in and begin driving. Shortly after the escape, keep an eye on the right side of the road. You'll eventually come across a structure that looks like either a parking structure or something that is under construction, and it looks like it's partially closed off. Instead of continuing along the main route, turn right into this parking structure and take the short detour. The moment you enter the alternate route, the bin collection challenge will unlock.
Moneypenny, whoever this guy is, he doesn't.
And there you have it. All 30 challenges completed in the uninvited mission of 007 First Light. If you have been following along and checking these off one by one, then congratulations, because completing every challenge in this mission will unlock the Completionist challenge, which in turn rewards you with the funeral outfit for Bond. Some of these challenges are incredibly straightforward, while others can be a bit buggy and require very specific routes or conditions. Hopefully, having everything collected into a single guide has saved you a lot of time and frustration on your journey toward 100% completion. If this video helped you out, I would really appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps out a ton and lets me know that you'd like to see more 007 First Light challenge guides, collectible guides, achievement guides, and 100% completion content. Also, let me know down in the comments which challenge gave you the most trouble. For me, a few of the stealth challenges were definitely the most inconsistent, but thankfully they're all manageable once you know the correct routes. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck with the rest of your 100% completion journey in 007 First Light. I will see you all on the next time.